All right, Brad,
like
let's shift gears to Marcell Ozuna.
Okay.
For those of you that don't know, Marcell Ozuna was arrested for driving under the influence, and that's very bad. So, Brad has some things he wants to say, and then I'll share a couple things. But Brad, why don't you tell us what you think of this?
Well, so first off, like I know that a lot of people don't feel bad for the guy because of his history, right? You know, he did jail time for domestic violence
Totally.
and everything, so a lot of people don't feel bad for him. But my thing is like, yeah, guy seems to have a problem, right? Like a lot of people were really making light of it. Even the Braves broadcasters kind of trolled him. I think it was tonight or yesterday, where because the video was released and he said, I'm Ozuna from the Braves, and even
Yeah.
the Braves broadcaster, when he stepped up to the plate, said it's Ozuna from the Braves.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like I get it. It's easy to kick a guy while he's down, but I don't think you should, because this is a significant problem. And I'm not saying any of his other problems weren't significant, but his problems continue. And
Right.
it's funny because just last week, I was thinking every once in a while, Carlos Guillen pops into my mind. And he got busted for a DUI when he was with the Mariners. And around that same time that there was like 4 or 5 other guys who were. I was like, man, MLB really has a problem with this.
Yeah.
And earlier this year, before the season started, you had Tony La Russa, right? Who got busted for a DUI. But since him, I don't remember any coming out. Haven't heard of any. So the other day I was kind of thinking, man, they've kind of figured this thing out, because I don't know if they have the program like in the NFL where you could call a ride anytime, right? Where it's basically they have like the league-wide Uber is set up so that you can call a ride anytime you need it, so you don't drive under the influence.
Right.
And so,
which is brilliant.
It is. It's great. Every league should have it because every league can afford it. I guaranteeing you that.
We had that in the
1000%.
Army.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. It was a volunteer program, but it was Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Oh, okay.
And so you'd put your name on the list and say, yeah, if you need a guy, call a guy. And I'd be the guy this day, and this day, or whatever. Yeah. That's very common.
So yeah, it should be a thing. And it really rubbed me the wrong way that so many people were taking a victory lap on somebody who had kind of come into the league and seemed like maybe he had rehabilitated himself and a little bit of his image. Even Braves fans booed him this weekend.
Yeah.
Which I get, you're upset.
Sure.
You know, but I don't know. I just feel like more people should be like, okay, this guy needs help, rather than taking a victory lap on him. That was what bugged me about the whole thing.
So I don't fault the fans for expressing their opinions or feelings, because
right,
that's
you can
be
disgusted with what somebody does. I agree with that.
I also think that probably the most direct way to do that, to express that, is to boo them when they come on the field. Now, you got to remember, I'm a Yankees fan, and that's not a foreign concept to Yankees fans. We boo our own players all the time when they're on the field and not performing, or when they do something stupid. So, I just take that as a way to express displeasure from the fan base. It's in the most direct way possible. Does it sting? Sure. Totally agree. But I'm not going to fault the fans for doing that. And what I will say, though,
clear something up real quick.
Please.
Like I said, the fans can voice their displeasure. That's not the problem I had. The problem I had was mostly with the announcers taking their victory lap and social media kicking a guy while he's down. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I feel you. Well, and this is where I totally agree with you, because this needs to be his organization, friends and family, teammates. Like, people need to rally to support him. However, he needs support, like whatever the best thing for him is. And it's not going to be his idea at this point, probably. I don't want to say he needs an intervention, but maybe this dude needs an intervention, and he's around teammates and friends and family like all day, every day. So maybe it can't be that group of people, because they're sick of each other or whatever. And then maybe they're sick of his behavior and attitude.
Yeah.
But then, he's got that secondary tier of people in his life, that next level of influence, who are with him the next level down of frequency. That's the group of people that needs to step up and help. And then the Braves jump in and support. So anyway, I'm with you, man. This I hope he can get the help he needs, and I hope it's as early as possible. Now I know he's back on the field. They're playing for a playoff situation right now. It's not going to be right now. But if anything else goes wrong between now and the end of October, that's going to be bad for him. It's going to be bad for the Braves. But it's going to be sad because it's like all hands on deck right now. And this goes for anybody. Ozuna is just one example, but if there's anybody with a problem of any kind and you need them in the fight, it's all hands on deck to keep them in the fight. And then you fight for each other. Mm-hmm. Okay. We agree.
And one more thing on this, like I think it was a few months ago, Delonte West, he had played for the Cavs in the NBA when they had when LeBron James had taken to the finals a couple years. I think he was on the team that won the final. I can't remember. Anyway, he was found living, I think, behind a gas station or something like that. And people were like, hey, the Players Association needs to help him. And they're like, well, he's not part of the association anymore. Like, we don't take care of him. So instead, I think it was Mark Cuban helped him out because he's like, he played for me. He's my guy, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like, okay, I understand the association saying he doesn't currently play. It's not our problem. But Ozuna is a current player. He is part of the association right now. Like, maybe the Players Association needs to step in too and help a member of their union.
That's a great
even
point.
if it's just sit him down like, hey, look, this is what's going on. This is the path you're headed on. You need to figure out how to fix it, and we would like to help you.
Right. But, so put together a plan, or we will.
Yeah.
Or we can do it together, whatever you want to do. But there needs to be a plan, and we would like it to be your idea.
Exactly. So
because that's all the love and support.